Good morning, family and friends, brothers and sisters, and all my subs. Sergeant OCD here. Back at the camp. It's been about, looks like 3 weeks since I've been here. In the beginning, you could see how much it grew over. I got to work on that watering thing again because it's covered with sticks. But I finally got optics. You know, it's been probably, what, 6 months, and I finally got optics. Another thing I got was this chest rig, which I want to be able to hold all my ammo close by on my chest so I can bring it out. And I think I put these in right. Yeah, I did. It took me a little while to save up for it. I mean, it wasn't that much. It was like 75 bucks, but my glasses keep fogging up. I can't put them up top because of all the humidity, but you know, it's pretty easy to take on and take off. I'm gonna take this off. All I gotta do, I could loosen the straps, but I like it tight to me. And see what this does, these Velcro on, so I could take this pouch off, and this pouch off. But I intentionally wanted to have this for my camera, but it didn't work out for me because it was a little small. I was kind of, when I bought it, when I got it, it was a little small for me, and I was like, well, that ain't gonna work. I left it in the bag for a couple days and finally got it out and started playing with it, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's very tight. It's not bought, you know, a chest rig that you can hold plates in, because frankly, if I start doing that and holding plates, I'm not going to be able to move. I'll be like that guy in that kid in Christmas Story. Anyway, but it is Red Shirt Friday. Remember, everyone deployed, so pray for them. Pray for protection for this country. Pray for the leaders that they make better decisions, and definitely pray for Israel. Pray peace and protection for them, because everybody's against Israel. And if you know anything about the Bible, you know they're God's people. Speaking about the Bible, I want to finish up the Gospels about what the solar eclipse was doing and the repercussions for that, because a lot of people thought, you know, this is the second coming. They were throwing verses out left and right, using them out of context. So anyway, the first sign was wars and rumors of wars, and then nation against nation, the beginning of sorrows, to be afflicted, hate, offended, false prophets, love goes cold. They're telling the prophets to endure this to the end. The gospel is preached throughout the whole world. This won't happen until that happens. They will deliver you, and here's where I want to just end this. They will deliver you to the tribulation, which got me studying on back to more on the end of times, which I'm going to cover a little bit of that with Daniel. Later date. It's pretty intense. They will deliver you to the tribulation, and will kill you, and you will be hated by all nations because of my name. At that time, many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. Just like Peter denied Christ 3 times. That's going to happen again. And then going on to, that was 9 and 10. And then going on through 12 to 13, because of lawlessness and increase, most people's love will grow cold, but the one who endures this to the end will be saved. Okay, so this is the setting for that. Is the disciples asking Jesus, and reading further into that chapter, it actually refers back to Daniel and his, you know, Daniel's time of sorrows, specifically the 70th week. So prophecy has been followed up to 69 weeks. We're waiting for that 70th week. And everybody knows a week is a year. Everybody says that, so I'm no different. Anyway, I just wanted to end that now because I want to go into something that happened to me this week. Conviction. So me and my buddy were talking. He's a Christian. He reads the Bible. He doesn't go to church. Forsaking the gathering will always bother me. But, you know, I'm supposed to love him just like Jesus loves me. Anyway, we were talking, and this girl was in the break room crying, you know, really upset for days. And, you know, every day I would speculate. Well, we were talking about something else, about sins and stuff, and he said judgment. And I looked at him, I said, judgment? He goes, yeah, like you're judging that girl that's crying. And I was like, bam. And God's going to use people to convict you. To me, I was speculating. To him, I was judging. But I don't want that brother to sin, so I stopped, because I don't want him to think I'm going to just keep on judging. To him, I'm judging. To me, I'm speculating. So always accept criticism with an open heart, because you never know. Because I could turn this guy away from Christ if I do not do that. So I have stopped speculating, you know. Anyway, that's what I have for the Lord today, but I'm here to see what the Lord has for me. Anyway, we're going to put this tarp up over kind of on the corner of the fire pit, so if you're cooking, you won't get wet. And the bucket is for another water source. So I'm going to take part of this tarp, fold it down, and let it feed into this bucket. We're going to make it work, because, you know, there's some things I didn't bring, like a shirt for filter. So this is one of my buckets that started leaking, and from the seam, from being opened and closed too much. So I'm just going to let it leak right into here. Anyway, let me move this around and do a ridge line. Actually, I'm not going to do a ridge line, but I'm going to explain it to you. The bushcrafters are going to go crazy with this, and they're going to, oh, you're wrong. I don't care, you know. Anyway, let me get moved around. So why didn't I use a ridge line? Partly because this is going to go in the wind. I want to have it some give in it, so I used a bungee cord. I have some of those rigid rubber ones, but I couldn't find them this morning, so this is what we got. So it should at least last through the summer. But as you can see, I got a lot of holes in here that I have to fix. So that's what I'll be doing now. But it's going to be, you can see how much room I'm going to have to store wood. You know, I'll eventually probably just leave this and then hook around the bottom so it goes right into the bucket. But it's going to be nice. It'll be, it's right on the edge of this. I want it a little closer. I may attach that to the tree and bring it closer. But as you can see, I'm wearing my Mora today. My hiking bandolier, when I was sawing for these discs for throwing my axe, it started to fall out. and then I looked again and it's on the floor. So, you know, I've had it for a couple years, well, probably a year and a half. This is my first knife, but it's not, it doesn't sit in here like it should, so. Now I need to loosen it back there and pull it back this way. May end up having to tie another tree over there and another tree over there. I don't know. So this is one big area for a tarp, but I could store a lot of wood down there. Now the wood on the bottom is going to get wet. I switched to a bank line because I don't know what it is about me running out of cordage, but I didn't want to use the new one, so I got a hank out of my chest rig, and I finished that off, made it a little higher, and that's all I really need, because this is, I'm going to be down on the ground, and it's about halfway. I mean, I can move it this way if I wanted to, but I don't think I need to. But now I get to dig the hole and probably do some adjustments. It took me a while with that other one, probably coming out here 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks to get it so it would go in bucket correctly. I was thinking of even suspending it and cutting a hole into the tarp and just letting it flow in, but I got enough holes in this tarp. I still have to fix a bunch of these, but you know, it's manageable now. It's a huge tarp. It's like 12 by 20 or something like that, but it's fairly large. But I know it's I'm starting to get a little hungry, so I want to go ahead and start a fire before I get to the bucket, and we'll go from there. And the sun is like beating down on me right here, so I may be able to start a fire with a Fresnel Lens. Who knows? That would be pretty cool. But let me switch around a little bit, and we'll start a fire. Well, as you can see, I started it. I thought I started it again with feeding it. And the only thing I don't like about using the cans is there's no air getting in. I cut myself again. So I'm going to tend to this. I'm always doing it. Get some more wood so I can get some coffee going, and then ultimately get some lunch going. I had a dog almost come up on me, and I had to fire my weapon and scare it off. No dogs were hurt in this one. This is a good dog, or she's a good dog, but she likes to bite my, like when I'm walking, she likes to bite the back of my legs and stuff like that, and I'm not having that. Alright, so this pan, I believe the oil is very hot, and I just touched it and burned myself, so we are going to move that over. That's where this is where the fire is, right here. So I have a, well, what I thought was mystery meat this morning turns out to be a pork loin. It's not going to take long here. Yeah, I picked this pan up. It's a little hot. But hey, that's all part of learning on this. So, I scoped out a spot. I poured a canteen full of water, and it kind of went down and over. After we eat, or I eat, we're going to get to that. Hopefully coffee will be done then too. Or I'm drinking water that is not purified. And I ain't doing that. So it's not going to take long for that thing to get done. But yeah, I planned this for a while. I still have to cover up some of the holes with tape, but I figure I could do that later. I am pretty happy with the way this is turning out. I could also move this that way, but I think because the smoke comes out of here until I get either a chimney or a bigger hole there, it's going to come out the front. I may have to see if I can find some rocks where I can lift it up, where I can get more air in there. It was pretty awesome doing that with starting a fire with the sun. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, char cloth. If you have that with you, everything's going to work out. And you can see where I burned some of the oil when I got burned. I got cut, I got burned, but you know, that's what's going to happen out in the field. And this is, I brought this sunshade in for a car I used to have. It's a good kneeling pad now. All in all, it's a pretty good day. But I'm going to get this going. Crunchy on the outside, tender on the middle. You had to throw it back on because I saw some pink, and pink is not good. So, tarp's up. I'm happy with it. Trees weren't where they I wanted them, but I like this area here. Planned on using these stumps around it, but I just cut my own. But I still have to patch. I still have to dig a hole for the bucket. But all in all, good day. I mean, any day out here listening to the birds, listening to God, just hanging out and reflecting on the week. Just wondering what God has planned for you for the next week, the next day. Or we can get called up. But, you know, live every day like it's your last. So, this is my last day. I'm eating and being out in the woods. What more do you want? Well, it's been a day. I'm tired. I just want to go home, chill out. The star of the day was this Fresnel Lens. It started a fire through char cloth, but still started the fire. I want to tell you guys that Jesus is the only way. If you don't read the Bible, you don't have a relationship with Christ, you're not going to go to heaven. And if you don't go to heaven, you're going to go somewhere else. And it's going to be painful doing that. So find yourself a church, find yourself a mentor, stick with that person. I have several groups I go to because I need Jesus all the time. But still, I love going out here and showing some skills. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. The watering systems, you just got to play with it. Starting a fire with a magnifier takes some getting used to, but you know, they're not that much. They're under $10 for 6 of them at Amazon. So my chest rig worked out well. It is actually twofold because I could take that upstairs, keep it by my bedside, and have a pistol in it. And that way I have magazines for my pistol, I have and my magazines for my AR, so you know, I could defend my home. But the other thing you should do, obviously, is train. Stock up on food, water, gasoline, ammo, and read your Bible, because like I said, Jesus is the only way. You know, there's only one way to heaven, and that is through Jesus. God bless you. Take care, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.